I'm ready to create my personal brand. And you really see that come to life, like from just a small idea to building that brand, figuring out what makes them unique, designing that brand with their colors and their fonts and their design elements.
L'Oreal, you've worked with different businesses in the Caribbean. Why the Caribbean?
I think the Caribbean has such untapped talent. We are limitless in what we can do. It has so much potential. And I think for me, having lived in numerous Caribbean islands and also in a first world country, I went to school in Toronto, Canada. So I've seen what's out there. I've seen what can be done. And I think the Caribbean has so much potential to really lean into what makes us authentic, to lean into opportunities, ideas, projects that can really put us on the map. Once we put our spin to it, I think that there's just so much potential for success here.
What is one thing you would say is a challenge working with Caribbean brands?
There are a lot of challenges, but I think the biggest challenge is we don't really understand our full potential. I think we limit ourselves. I think we're very boxed into what we think success looks like. And there's, a big element of fear and resistance to change. I think in the Caribbean, we're taught to keep it safe, to play it safe, to keep it within this box. And I wish that more Caribbean businesses and business owners, and even, you have that idea, like just lean into it and just explore. I think there's such fear attached to that sometimes limits us from just trying and failing and trying again.
What's your favorite success story working with a Caribbean brand?
They're all my favorite, but I think when it comes with, there's a journey that's attached to launching a personal brand. I've worked with really big powerhouses across the region. I've worked with, first world brands and businesses. But for me, I think when an individual bets on themselves and they say, I'm ready to create my personal brand, and you really see that come to life, like from just a small idea to building that brand, figuring out what makes them unique, designing that brand with their colors and their fonts and their design elements, creating their brand story and their brand messaging. And then, seeing the look on their face when I present to them what their brand identity looks like, and doing the images, the brand shoot, the videos. Just literally seeing it come to life. I think that has been the most rewarding experience. And I think almost all of my clients who I have launched their personal brands, they've gotten so emotional because it's like, this was once a dream, this was once an idea in my mind. And now this has come to life. And to know that I would have been able to be a part of that and grow that and build that and launch that, I don't think there's any better feeling than pouring into someone's gifts.
How do you adapt your branding and marketing strategies to different Caribbean cultures?
Oh, that's such a good question. I think again, I'm going back to tapping into what makes the country or the island or the brand unique, whether it's their personality, whether it's their culture, a cultural element. I think just really identifying what makes that brand in that space or that country unique, and not just leaning into that, but actually bringing it to life. And I think for me, research is a really big part of it that we don't really talk about a lot because, someone comes to us with an idea and we do what we are accustomed doing. But doing the research, exploring creative, elements, and really infusing my first world international experience to a regional and Caribbean and local landscape, I think that's where the magic happens.
And scene.